Hello and welcome to Fletch and Sav, the best bits. It's always a pleasure to be at this historic ground, and to try and cheer things up a bit around here, we brought someone really loved around these parts.
Also, I'm with the likes of Gordon Strachan, Ian Wright and Glenn Hoddle. We looked into all the big stories throughout the football world, starting with this.
We're talking about the big decision with Rooney as to whether he starts, and some have suggested this week, as you've seen, Rob, that he shouldn't actually go.
Adam Cunningham says Rooney shouldn't even be in the squad, let alone start. Angus Hayward says Rooney shouldn't start, Kane Vardy up top. Jay Sadler says form, reputation. If we play with #10, then Ali fits the bill, no question, leaving no space for Rooney. So divided, really.
We always seem to have one, though, don't we, Glenn? I mean, the situation for you was whether you took Gascoigne or not, whether Michael went as a very young player to the World Cup and you went and it paid off, he scored the goal.
He was always in, don't worry about
that. He looked at me when I said that. What are you on about?
He was injured.
But there always seems to be a big decision for the England manager to make over one of his players. It's been David Beckham in the past, it's been Paul Gascoigne in the past, it's Wayne Rooney this time.
Although he's here now in front of me, that's the key moment when I think David had been sent off. And most people would have gone, take a striker off, take the youngster off.
Yeah.
And I wanted to keep Alan Shearer on and Michael. My only concern was, as a young kid, could he... And what we did was we dovetailed the position. He had to play right side of midfield for a little bit in a 4, and Shearer up front, and then we swapped it so that they never got... they had Michael's pace to deal with and then Alan's sort of presence. But it was whether he was going to be able to cope with playing in such a big game as a young kid at the right side of midfield, and he was absolutely outstanding. He knew exactly when to truck. It was amazing. Not what he did with the goal, not what he did up front. To do what he did.
Look at his little face.
Look at
his little face.
I've been giving any praise for years, it feels.
Not in this studio, not in here.
No, it was incredible maturity.
And the results are in, and 62% of you say Rooney should not start. Mo, I think he should start as number 10 behind Vardy and Kane. So does Glenn. What do you think?
I think he'll start. I think he should start, yeah. You'll just find a place for him somewhere, I feel, because he's a quality player. He's got the experience. He's done it on the big level. I think he'll start when it comes to it.
Would you play the other two with him? Robbie and Glenn were both saying beforehand that 2 forwards, Rooney in the 10.
Diamond.
A lot of attacking options for England then. Would you be that bold?
Possibly not. I think me and Glenn spoke about it about a month ago. So I think it depends who we play. If we're playing against a team that are possession-based...
Say Russia to start it off.
I think I'd go with Kane up front and I'd have Vardy on the bench.
Right.
I think if we're going to go against a team that were better than us or get a lot of possession against us, then I'd look at Vardy then using his pace in behind. But I'd probably start with Kane as a lone striker.
I know you're a fan of John Stones as a player. Would he be in your first 11 if you were picking that for England at this stage?
I think he would, yeah.
He'd start him?
Yeah, it depends on what he does between now and the end of the season. I think he needs to get back into his club side and play and get his confidence back again. But for me, I see him as a more long-term. I really do. I think we'll miss out. If we crucify him and analyse every mistake that this young kid does, because he's a footballing centre-half.
Yeah.
The ones that are not football, there's loads of them out there not footballing centre-halves, and they don't get picked out when they make mistakes. But we pick out on a footballing centre-half all the time. Now, if we don't crucify him and we allow him to play...
But if he keeps making them mistakes, Glenn...
Oh, no, it's like playing a striker, and he's a great striker, but he can't score.
But he might make one mistake, but he might set off 100 good moves.
Yeah, I think he's great.
The first goal wouldn't have happened.
The
first goal, he plays a ball. I mean, splits the midfield.
I'm with you. I
think he's brilliant.
You really like him, don't you?
But you know
I really like him. And the thing is, he's not in the Everton set. It's not because he's not playing well. It's because Martinez is just controlling him. It's not that he's dropped him. He's still a fantastic player. He's still, if Everton played in the FA Cup final tomorrow, he'd be playing. No question about it.
I'd play him.
He's top
definitely.
class.
But
for international
he's made a few
football,
mistakes. He only made a few mistakes, but in international football, the goal when he slipped, it was a slip. But why did he just play back the goalkeeper there?
That was the mistake. Anyone can slip on a football pitch.
Yeah, but he's trying to take it round the guy.
Yeah, he should be playing. That's the lesson he's got
He should know that now.
Simple, play simple, back to the goal.
Well, I know after the mistake.
But he should know that, surely. That as age now.
You only learn from mistakes. we're all right. Once you make that mistake, you put in the locker up there and go, right, next time I'm in here, I know what I'm up to. But you cannot take his ability away from him and scare him and say, deliver that ball up there, take chances. He's not like that. He will start many a
I agree.
And what he does is,
First half.
he gives a midfield player a good ball. Some centre halves will bang it in, too slow. It's that night. You can always get a good ball from him.
The best team in the world, I think, at the moment is a good analogy. The best team is Barcelona in the world. Out of the England team, he could play for Barcelona. He's probably the only player now that could go into that Barcelona team now and play for Barcelona.
He could play for 10 years there and be sensational.
So those were the best bits for this week. Hope you enjoyed the show. As always, follow at Fletch and Sav and tweet us with anything or anyone you'd like to see on the show.
Don't worry though, Saturday 10 a.m. will come around quickly and we'll see you live for one of the last games at Upton Park this season. West Ham host Arsenal. What a big game that is.